hearty welcome to Namibian Sun viewers, fans and followers. I am Jemima Beekers, your host for tonight. We are bringing you the highlights of today's newspaper. Thank you. With the coronavirus outbreak, some unskilled workers are facing serious challenges, including sex workers. So we brought into studio today Mama Africa, a renowned sex worker who also fights relentlessly for the rights of sex workers in Namibia. And she shared with us the plight of sex workers during this time of coronavirus, where people are not allowed to leave their homes, and only essential services are allowed to leave the homes, and social distancing. Good evening. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Jemima Beekers. Now, following the outbreak of coronavirus in Namibia 2 weeks ago, government has introduced a string of measures to curb the spread of the virus, and this included locking down the Khomas and the Orongo region. However, these drastic decisions comes with a lot of uncertainties for unskilled workers in the country, including sex workers. Now today in the studio we have Nikodemus Aoxamub, who's also known as Mama Africa, and she's the executive director of a sex workers-led organization in Namibia, Rights Not Rescue Trust of Namibia. Thank you for joining us, Mama Africa.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now, Mama Africa, in neighboring South Africa, sex workers have called on their government to look at the work of sex workers and in line with being an essential service. Now, what do you think of that? Do you agree that sex work is an essential service?
I fully agree with the colleagues, indeed, because of sex work is work like any other work, and it's the oldest trade in this world. So actually, the whole demand is around, because we are working as African sex workers, because we are having African sex workers in Nairobi, Kenya, where our headquarters are. We are having branches in African countries, Namibia included. We are having also Namibian Sex Workers Alliance, also South African sex workers-led organizations, and Sweat also having their own South African Sex Workers Alliance as well. But we all are falling under the bigger one that is in Kenya, based in Kenya. The headquarters of us are in Kenya. So our surrender around the decriminalization of sex work is coming for many years. And actually the trade is a little bit old, and really we really demand for recognition from our own governments as well for a long time.
Now, Mama Africa, obviously with coronavirus now in the country, there's a lot of fear, there's a lot of panic, and now with social distancing, where people are not allowed to engage with people under 1.5 meters. How has this impacted the trade of sex in the country and the livelihoods of sex workers?
Yeah, it's hard times for us as sex workers in this country. Actually, let me not really talk right currently about coronavirus, but I can remember the time that the president has introducing the field force. The first call was I think the second one was Kalari or whatever. So it's where the things have started, because the harassment has actually started there, and our trade, if it comes to the dollar, is also falling. So nowadays, sex workers was just doing, we all is just doing sex for less than money. And the other man that is really having money has just demanded, maybe coming with 10,000 and telling you that without condom, I can give you 10,000, and with condom, I can give you 1,000. So it was very hard, but I'm so happy for the PrEP that has been introduced to Namibia. So many sex workers is also going on PrEP, so that they can prevent themselves from the diseases as well. But if it comes to corona, it's actually a disaster for everyone in this world. And actually our main clients are also foreign men as well, and also Namibian men as well. And if it comes to corona, it's really very hard. The time has got more harder for us. Even the police has been already mandated to also take people from the streets off, and we know already, and few of my colleagues, sex workers, is also calling me during the weekend and telling me that it's very hard for them, because they cannot, what they was asking that maybe as a leader, what can I do for them? Can I talk with the government? Can I do something so that the government must put measures in place? And
so what are their main concerns when they call you? What is it that they...
The main concern is about food insecurity, firstly, and also how they will paying the rent. That was the biggest problems that they are facing. And some of the women also having children as well. And they don't know where must they start. And they have complained about they don't even have food to eat. And can government not doing something, maybe to introduce them to the food bank or whatever, so that at least they can get something on table, because the time has come very hard for them as well. And even me, myself as a sex worker included, because I am really also wearing the same shoes with them, because I pain where they are paining as well. So I strongly believe that in these hard times, what I've also told them is that they must not engage with person in sex work, but they can engage in telephonical sex or via internet as well. There are social networks what they can use, and just to get something out of that. But before they do it, they need to tell the men that the men must please send the money in advance, maybe Blue Wallet or e-wallet, or maybe in their own bank accounts, so that they can get the money. After they have deposited the money, they can start up with the telephonical sex or social network sex, so that they can be pre-advanced and start with their work itself.
Now, Mama Africa, obviously we have seen, like you've said, some people were taken off the street even after coronavirus cases were reported in the country. Has there been incidents where sex workers in Namibia still operate or still trade in sex after these cases were reported?
You know, if you are a breadwinner, then it is very hard. And you know, in Namibia, we think that we only having the Namibian sex workers. We are also having migrant sex workers that is coming from the other African countries as well. So, but we have not really done a research, so that the research must inform us how many migrant sex workers is coming in. Are they conducted with the virus or not? Or is the Namibian sex workers also conducted, because they are also having also sex with the migrant men as well. So, you know, there is also much phobia among sex workers as well, because of the coronavirus phobia that is in every human being in this world. So actually, what I will say is really, we have not really heard from the colleagues itself that talking about maybe one of us has got the virus. I have not really heard, but maybe if someone has got, maybe because government, because of the, it's a human rights issue, so government are not really telling the nation about who is infected and the name or whatever. So those are few things that maybe one of us is maybe also there, but we cannot now say, but because it has not been declared to the nation as well. So we don't really know what is going around, but I'm still talking with my colleagues, maybe if I heard something, but I cannot even share a name because I'm not mandated to do so.
Yes, of course. And now, Mama Africa, you've been fighting, your organization has relentlessly fought for the decriminalization of sex work. Now, how far is this fight, and where did you take it now?
Yeah, actually, we have really, me myself as a sex worker for more than 30 years and above, I have really actually lobbied and advocated for decriminalization of sex work in Namibia, and actually I have also the Beyond Borders as well to really lobby and advocate for sex workers' rights to be recognized as work, for decriminalization of sex work. But you know, as the years are coming and past, you know, from the pre-apartheid era as well, they have done it so professionally that time that they have arresting us and taking us to court, and we was actually sending to prison as well that time. But this nowadays, police don't have any evidence, or city police don't have any evidence. According to your dress code, or if they are searching you, they found condoms in your bag, then they are saying it's evident, and they are locking you up, and after a few, maybe after 3 days, or maybe few hours, they are releasing you from the prison, and you are not being in court because of lack of evidence as well. So you know, we are having much hope as sex workers-led organization in Namibia as well, because our hope is we will seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, because we see our work is very important, because it's also reducing the rape cases also in this country. And we strongly believe that men are not doing to relatives or family members or neighbors, they are not doing harm. They are doing still, but it gets now less than, because some men, if they want sex, they are going out to streets and buying sex, or going out to hotels and buying sex. So it is really, we are, let me say that we are more or less going to the end of the road, because there is good conversations with the Namibian government as well. We have seen many times, we have speaking with the lawmakers as well. So there is hope that one day they will be regulated and be decriminalized, and it will be work that must be respected in this country. So we see to that as well, because we have been recognized by the National Strategic Framework on HIV and AIDS. And the government is also, Ministry of Health and Social Services is also working closely with us as well. So there is much hope for sex workers in this country. Whether some people don't like it or not, we are here to stay. We are not going anywhere. We are sex workers from Namibia. We are staying here. We are citizens of this country.
Thank you very much for joining us once again and giving us your insight. And thank you for tuning in.
COVID-19 oshike. Ombuto yo COVID-19 ombuto ome joka haikwata omapunga nominino dhoye dhombepo. Ohayi etithwa kombuto hayi ithanwa COVID-19. Omadhidhiliko ongaashi omukolo, uupyu wuli pombanda okuza peepesenda 38 degree, omifudho tadhi pata. Koneka omamaska ogaaniilonga yuundjolowele naamboka taya ehama nale. Kwashilipaleka kutya uuyelele waza konzo yishi okwiinekelwa. Ino haluka, landa, oolaka moositola tadhi pakelwa iilandomwa ishewe. Omatunilo gokwiigamena kopiyonumia itaga keelele ombuto yo COVID-19. Ombuto yo COVID-19 ihayi taandelithwa koomwe. Igamena kombuto yo COVID-19. Yoga iikaha yoye alushe wapaleka iikaha yoye niiwapalekitho yokoonyala yalongelwa alcohol nenge wiiyoge nothewa nomeya. Yanda omangundumano, kala kokule oshinano shometa yimwe okuza komuntu takolola nenge tateshima. Yanda okwiikwata pomeho, eyulu nokokana. Oonyala ohadhi kwata iinima oyindji nokukwata oombuto. Uuna dha kwata oombuto otadhi vulu okufala oombuto dhoka komeho goye, omayulu nokokana. Nokuza mpono oombuto otayi piti meni lyolutu lwoye nokukweetela uuvu. Kololela teshimina pokatishu nenge pokwaako koye. Sikila okana koye oshowo omayulu goye nokooko koye kwatonywa nenge nokatishu uuna tokolola nenge toteshima. Eto ekelehi okatishu hoka meendelelo. Uuyelele womondjila nomilombo. Omapandja gomakwatathano go-internet ogena omauyelele ogendji kaageshi goshili nkene aantu taya vulu okuhulitha po ombuto ndjoka nenge nkene taya vulu okupanga ombuto yo COVID-19 nomikithi dhoka tadhi vulu okweetitha. Maka otapu landula uukwashili kombinga yomauyelele kaageshi goshili. Etaandelo, iifundja. Ombuto ompe yo coronavirus ohayi taandelithwa koomwe nenge koondya dhaaChina. Oshili? Ahawe, ombuto ompe yo coronavirus ohayi taandele okupitila miikunguluki uuna omuntu akwatwa kolola nenge ateshima nenge afudha nenge momayeye oshowo omanino okuza momayulu. Egameno, iifundja. Okwiitula osaline momayulu otashi yandja ekwato COVID-19. Oshili? Ahawe, kapena uumbangi kutya okwiitula osaline momayulu otashi gamene aantu. Opena uumbangi uushona kutya okwiitula osaline momayulu otashi kwathele mokupanga eshikisha. Iifundja. Omapopyo gamwe komapandja gomakwatathano gopa-internet otaga ti okwiitula alcohol nenge alkaline kolutu otashi yandja COVID-19 nenge okumwa omeya ogendji otashi yogomo ombuto. Oshili? Kapena uukwashili nomapopyo ngoka. Okukalekapo uuyogoki mwakwatelwa okwiiyoga koonyala nokuyanda omahala gena aantu oyendji otashi kwathele mokushunitha pevi ekwato kombuto. Iifundja. Omipepo dhombepo ompyu otadhi dhipaga ombuto ompe yo coronavirus. Oshili? Ahawe, omipepo dhombepo ompyu itadhi gamene kombuto yo COVID-19. Aluhe wapaleka iikaha yoye niiwapalekithi yokoonyala yalongelwa alcohol nenge wiiyoge nothewa nomeya. Oonyala nadhi kukutithwe niilapi yokwiipushula yayela nenge nomipepo dhokukutika. Iifundja. Onkalo yombepo ontalala nenge ompyu, ondawu, okulya garlic nenge okwiiyoga nomeya omapyu nayo okwa popiwa kutya otayi keelele ombuto. Oshili? Kapena uumbangi kombinga yomapopyo ngoka na kapena uumbangi kutya ombuto yo COVID-19 otayi gumwa konkalo yombepo. Omukalo dhingi okwiigamena okuyoga iikaha yoye aluhe nokuyanda okuya mekwatathano nomuntu wakwatwa kombuto. Pamukalo ngoka oto kuthapo ombuto dhoka dhili koonyala dhoye dhoka tadhi vulu okukukwata uuna wakwatwa omeho goye, okana nenge omayulu. Iifundja. Owapumbwa okuzala emaska moshipala aluhe ngele toyi pondje. Oshili? Ahawe, aantu mboka yena uundjolowele na kayena omadhidhiliko gombuto na inaya monika COVID-19 inaya pumbwa okuzala omamask ongele owala taya sile oshisho omuntu wakwatwa COVID-19. Omamask otaga kwathele owala ngele omuntu ta ehama na owapumbwa okwiikalela nokulongitha pamwe nokwiiyoga koonyala aluhe nokukalekapo uuyogoki. Epango. Iifundja. O-antibiotic ohadhi yanda okupanga ombuto ompe yo coronavirus. Oshili? O-antibiotic ohayi longo okupanga ombuto ihe oombakteria owala. Kapena omuti gokupanga COVID-19 ihe mboka yakwatwa otaya vulu okwiihwepopaleka nomiti ngaashi oparacetamol oshowo aspirin.